we'll just share the sword.
Share the sword.
The thing is heavy.
It is 25 pounds.
Oh dear fuck.
Yeah.
Trying to make sure that's in frame.
I'll be in frame.
It's
in cozy.
Oh yeah, we're cozy.
We're cozy.
We're real cozy.
Yeah, man.
All right. But I am here at Colorado Anime Fest with
Can you win?
All right, and you are fairly well known in the Colorado anime community, and now the Democratic Party of Colorado.
Yep.
So that's got to be fun going through the different dynamics of being public-facing figure with a very interesting private life.
Yeah. So I've been going to conventions since I was 17. I started going to NDK here at the Marriott in 2011, and then I got involved in politics.
So the community abroad has a lot of good values. At least we try to.
Yeah. No.
And then, so how do you kind of translate that between what you are doing here and then what you're doing for, the greater good of Colorado?
So in Colorado's anime convention, we're all about respect, about love, about community. And that's like the things I want to bring to our greater public community as well. People who go to cons are good people. We're inclusive. We are basically able to be kind to one another. There's that element of respect and sharing our passions of anime, or not even just anime, comics, video games, everything you can imagine.
Oh, for sure. It's diverse, whether it be the people themselves, or whether it's the different media we like, different anime, the different manga, the different comics, cartoons, you name it. And, going into it, there's a lot you can take away from here and use it to greater good or worse evil.
Oh my gosh. I mean, that's very true. And I remember back in the day, it used to be the Wild West.
Oh, 100%.
I think the anime convention is becoming very progressive. Obviously, a lot of folks who like anime and watch the messages is about, you watch One Piece and you hear about community, about friendship, about empathy. Mm-hmm. And those are the things that really matter to a lot of people in the anime community. Because a lot of folks here, they're probably considered loners or weird. I mean, I was a weird kid in high school. And then I found my community here, which is people who are able to come together and just say, hey, we like your hobbies. As long as you want to get dressed up and have fun and go around and hang out, that's beautiful about this community.
So you're never escaping the weird kid allegations?
No, of course. I'm always gonna be the weird guy. Always.
You've actually been going to cons a little bit longer than I have.
Yeah.
My first convention was, I think, 2016. Mind you, I was going to Ren Fair since I was a kid.
Yeah.
Since probably I could start walking.
Love it, Connor.
What you're seeing the evolution from 2011 till now, it is, for lack of a better term, it's gone mainstream.
Yes, anime's mainstream.
How is that, knowing you've been here since 2011 doing this stuff?
I love it. Because the thing about anime, about this community, is that people can be themselves, right? Around us, everyone's dressed as video game characters, anime characters, and a lot of us have gotten old. I know friends who are in their mid-30s now who have their own kids, and they still come here with their kids.
Oh, I love seeing the little kids just getting into it and having fun with it.
Yeah.
It just I do. I vend for Pokemon cards and everything, and I love seeing the kids that are getting into these hobbies that we grew up with.
Yes.
And it's like, back when we were kids, it was like you got bullied for this. You got,
if you like Pokemon, Digimon, people called you nerd or weird.
And now we own that.
Yeah,
now
we love it. We love it.
And it's just so great because it's like, I've always, yes, every community is going to have their problems. It's it's part of human society.
Yes.
But it's become such a loving, caring environment as a whole.
Yeah.
That it's like, I feel welcome to keep coming back and coming back and coming back, improve what I'm doing here as you are yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I've seen the evolution of your cosplay over the last few years. You've gotten way better with it.
I appreciate it. Thank you. It means a lot.
And so how is it like being a cosplayer coming to these events, dressing up, getting stopped every 5 seconds for pictures?
Oh my gosh. I think it's magical because it truly is a badge of respect, right? Mm-hmm. If someone wants to get a picture of you, if someone says, I like your cosplay, that truly is a powerful statement. And I say that to everyone. If I see you in cosplay, whether that be an outrageous Space Marine outfit or just putting some like cosplay together that you got last minute. I always respect that because you're putting yourself out there. You're trying to be a character itself. That's amazing.
Yeah, and what I'm leading into with this is you have amazing values as a human being.
Yeah.
We would not be. I don't think we would be friends. If
No,
we
Connor.
and I feel like you'd be the same with me if there wasn't that mutual bond, mutual respect.
Yeah.
How do you take these into House District 33?
Yeah.
How do you take these values and broaden it for the greater good of Colorado?
It truly is about kindness and respect. I think that when we come together as a community, it's about empathy. I understand you. I understand that you're having a hard time, and this is a place we can escape. This is a place that we can come together and find community and friendships that last forever. And I think people want that in politicians. They want someone who's able to like reflect, be empathetic, and to understand the problems that they're having. People here, I talk about like housing affordability. Mm-hmm. A lot of my weeb friends, they can't afford homes. They're renters. And it's tough because they still make money and time to come to the conventions because it's like, yeah, I shouldn't be spending money on some posters and some swag, but I gotta, you know?
It's like in this economy, if you can't afford the big things, get the little things that make you happy.
Exactly, truly.
And that's what the convention scene is.
Yeah.
And I also we talked about this off camera a little bit.
Yeah.
But I do have to cover it. But the libs of TikTok situation.
I know, it's crazy.
Like, what was the thing that got you, quote unquote, in trouble with them?
So last week, Connor, I made not a statement, not anything like that. It was just I was caught on the mic. I gave the Pledge of Allegiance, and to everyone out there who watches, I am an atheist, a secular atheist, and I don't say under God when I give the Pledge of Allegiance, and that's a personal choice. You know, I don't believe in God, and so I was caught on the mic by not saying under God, and Libs of TikTok blew it up. They said, Representative Kenny Nguyen does not say under God, and he's not saying the Pledge of Allegiance correctly. And that's kind of wild, because under God was added.
Like what, the 1950s?
1954 with President Eisenhower during the McCarthy era.
Yeah, and that was all due to the Red Scare and communism.
This guy knows his history. Besides being a weeb and a nerd, we all know our history.
Yeah.
We care about our politics.
Yeah, and we are all terrified of history repeating itself.
Of course.
We do not want that to be happening whatsoever. And so it's like, with the way the country is going right now, what are you actively trying to do, whether it's passing bills, whether it's talking to other representatives, whether it's getting word out to your community? What are you doing right now to help redirect, obviously, the state, but like trying to get the country back in the right direction so it's, a place where we can actually have an American dream?
I mean, affordability. That's like the buzzword. Mayor Mondani ran on an affordability platform, reducing prices for rent, reducing your mortgage costs, building affordable housing, being living wages, and I think that's what we gotta work on. And don't get me wrong, there are some non-negotiables for me. I will fight tooth and nail for transgender people because a lot of people in our community, in the cosplay community, they're trans.
Trans rights are human rights.
That's exactly right. And so for me, I'm gonna make my statement, do the work itself at the state capitol, but also remind myself that I come from this community. And so when we see young people, when we see people who love anime, because anime is, in the majority now, people, it's mainstream. And I hope that people can know that it's okay to be weird. It's okay to be yourself. You don't have to always be in a suit and tie. You can go around and cosplay and talk to the community.
Oh yeah, it's like, and I think that's one thing mainstream politics has lost.
Yes.
Like, we have too many oligarchs.
Yes.
And we don't have your average person anymore. Like, obviously, we have people like AOC, Bernie Sanders, and a few others that are more down to earth, but they're still, like, Bernie is still removed from the average person. AOC is now more removed from the average person after her terms in office. And so it's like trying to get it to bring it back down to earth rather than, politics for politics' sake, arguing for argument's sake.
Yeah.
Like, how do you think you can keep your fellow politicians in check?
So that's always going to be a hard question because right now we are seeing a movement of progressives, of young people of color getting involved and engaged. a lot of folks are surprised at Malat Kuros, who's running against a 30-year incumbent. She is 28 years old. She has been, Diane Nagay has been in office longer than Malat has been alive. And now we're seeing this change of people getting engaged and involved. And I'm not the only, I know that, spoiler alert, I'm not the only one at the Capcut who likes anime and who likes, nerdy stuff. There are many folks out there who love Pokemon, who talk about how they watch anime with their friends and family. And they have kids and grandchildren who also learn about anime. So the relatability, the fact that this community can come together and be engaged in politics, it shows you that we are getting involved and we're just active now.
Yeah, there's, I think one of my favorite sayings from Philip DeFranco is, you may not fuck with politics, but politics will fuck with you. And I think we see that, especially with the tariffs.
Yes.
We don't have proper manufacturing set up in the U.S. anymore.
No.
It's been, at least 50 years since we had good manufacturing in the U.S.
Yeah.
Aside from, a few industries here and there. And especially, in our community specifically, we are very much we're not targeted per se, but we feel the effects more so than I think a lot of other communities, because some of the good cosplay shops are all overseas. To get your EVA foam, to get the little plastic bits, to get your shoulder pads, to get a maid dress or whatever, you have to order it. And it's it could be cheap, but then you're paying an extra basically $30 tax.
Insane.
Just to appease an ego, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing about the hobby itself, is that it can be very, very exclusive. Because sometimes you have to put a lot of work in, you have to buy things, and my goal is that people understand that this comes somewhere. Pokemon cards, as we both know, the manufacturing is not that accessible in Colorado or in most of the country. There's a shortage right now because of tariffs.
Well, that and the demand is so high right now.
The scalpers!
Yes. Because of
they're ruining it!
And because of He Who Shall Not Be Named with the freaking $16 million artist card.
Yeah.
Dear Lord, that's still insane.
Blows my mind.
And
again, the haves versus the have-nots.
Exactly. So it's you are definitely fighting for, not necessarily the have-nots, because we all have something.
The average consumer.
Exactly. It's, and the thing is, you have to focus on, what's most important.
Of course.
It's not the stuff, it's the people.
Yeah.
It's how we are with each other. And yes, the stuff can be exciting, can be happy, but at the end of the day, even though that sword is signed,
composer, Final Fantasy 7.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But you lose the sword, it's not going to be the end of your world.
Of course.
But you lose a friend. We've lost friends in the community over the years.
Yeah.
Recently, a couple passed away. I don't know names off the top of my head, but I've been seeing posts. For example, Jack Scratton.
Yes.
She rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
And she's well loved, and still is in the hearts of so many right now. I may not have known her personally, but I have so many friends that did. And I think I do not want to politicize anything that happened. It's she's sadly not the first and not the last story like that. And I think because of the policies put in place across the country, it's going to keep going. And I want to see people putting an end to it so we can all feel accepted. And everyone, my one of my sayings is normal is boring. But I want to normalize other people, all our differences.
You're absolutely right.
It's only been 60 years since the civil rights movement. It's barely been 100 years since
women's suffrage.
Thank you.
I got you.
I couldn't think of the right word.
No worries.
And I mean, shoot, we still have legal slavery in the prison system.
We do.
So it's there's so many things that we need to work on. How do you put where your focus is going to be?
So my focus is always going to be about people in this community, right? I think for me, I've only been in office for 2 months, but my value, my virtue has always been about, my parents were immigrants.
Mm-hmm.
The current civil rights of our time are immigrants, undocumented people. It doesn't matter of your legal status, you're still a human in my eyes. And it doesn't matter if you're rich or you're poor. I think you should get access to healthcare. And I think you should get access to mental health care especially.
Oh,
because a majority of Americans need this care. There's stigma for young men especially about mental health. And I think that we got to break those barriers down. And luckily for us, we're in a community that it's okay to talk about the struggles you have. So my goal, my hope is that we break down stigmas, we break down these notions of like what kind of person should be, because it doesn't matter. You can be whoever you want to be. You can love whoever you want to love. And we should just all love each other and respect each other. That's it.
Yeah, you would think the simple things would make the most sense.
Yeah.
It just seems like, politics get so complex unneededly.
Yes.
Especially, like, how can you help? Do you have any ideas on how you can help simplify it, whether it be one target bill rather than, something that's ballooned beyond what it should be?
It should be automatic voter registration. I think if you turn 18, you should be automatically registered to vote. That should be the bare minimum. People should be able to vote, and Colorado's very lucky. We have mail-in ballots. We have the ability to have early voting, so 2 weeks to vote. You don't have to literally go in line at like 5 in the morning. You can drop off your ballot, you signed it, 14 days away. Forget about it, you're good. That's how we do it. And honestly, I think a lot of folks they're now aware of things. Right now we're talking about gas prices. We're talking about these small changes that may or may not affect you, but lives have changed us a lot. And so right now we're in a difficult situation with affordability. So I'm hoping that people just wake up and they know that Democratic policies help not just Democrats, but everyone.
And I don't think it's like, so we have a big pendulum shift happening in the U.S. right now.
We do.
And it's, the thing is, my brother loves to poke fun at me for this one because I'm an independent.
Yeah.
He always like, oh, you talk to a Democrat to be independent. But I'm like, no, I'm just left-leaning.
Yeah.
Like, and Democrats are still further right than most leftist politics. And like, they're closer to being maybe center-right as a whole rather than truly left. So I think if we can get the, what is the actual term?
Pendulum.
Not the pendulum, it's a different
paradigm?
That's closer, but get the paradigm shift back to, getting, so we have a true center.
Of course.
Getting it to where, like, yes, we can go back to agreeing to disagree on politics.
Yeah.
Because right now it seems like people are trying to agree to disagree on human rights.
Yes, which shouldn't be the case. So, and for where I stand, for what it's worth, I'm a progressive. Always have been. I believe in progressive policies because, government is there to help people, not to help rich people. That's it. Mm-hmm. And so I think for folks who are independents or even recovering Republicans, the Democratic Party will fight for everyone, not just for the rich. So, and I think we've seen that again and again. They cut Medicaid, they're going to cut more social welfare, and that's going to hurt a lot of people.
For sure. And like, I saw that too. You are attached with Run for Something.
Yeah.
And that is something to get younger people, as well as just people who want to get involved but don't for sure know how, to be able to, affect politics positively, get them into positions that are not getting filled because nobody knows about the position, or whether it's an uncontested seat, whether it be, small local city, school district.
Primaries are good.
How would you recommend if somebody wants to get involved, no matter what political party, get involved so they can, run for something?
Which camera should I look at?
Probably center on this one.
Center?
I think that one is resetting.
Yeah.
I would just tap the button and tap it again. Oh, and it's recording again? Sweet. All right.
I'm going to look right there and give you a message. The best way you can get involved in politics right now is that you join your local municipality boards and commission. That is a way to get involved. A board and commission in your local municipality is basically people who are the water board, school library boards, or even for me was cultural council. I was on a cultural council in 2021. I got rejected twice because it's very competitive, but I got involved in my local government and I went up the chain, so to speak. I was on cultural council, I ran for city council, Then I got appointed to state representative, and here I am today.
And you are up for election this
year.
This year.
I got a tough primary, and it is truly moderate versus progressives. It's pro corporate Dems versus a progressive Dem, and I'm the progressive Dem.
No, yeah, I feel definitely we need to get corporate money out of politics.
We do.
It is definitely a big part of the mass corruption that we see across the board. Democrat, Republican, even independent. Like, the dark money is definitely ruining this country more than I think individual opinions on politics are going to do.
And I will not take any corporate money. My whole thing is that I will not take oil and gas money as well. And of course, Connor, thank you so much for having me.
For sure. So where can our audience find you, as well as if you have any extra information on Run for Something?
Yeah.
So that way people can get more involved.
So Run for Something is an organization like Connor mentioned that gets young people and people of color engaged. It also gets out untraditional candidates. So let's say you're a teacher, let's say you're a union member and you want to get involved. Run for Something is a good stepping stone. I also want to emphasize that for my messaging is that people don't know I'm a state representative. I was appointed in January. My first day was the first day of session, and for me, my political journey started only within the last 4 years. I've been involved and engaged, volunteering, organizing, but I've only been elected official since 2023. So I'm happy to be a part of this community. I love Connor. I love this anime community. Colorado Anime Fest, NDK, Fan Expo. This is amazing. And so my words and encouragement is to get involved in your local government. And if there is a protest, go out there and protest. And of course, if it's one person you can change their mind, it's worth it. Talk to your community members, talk to your family, and just say, hey, speak your truth. Because that really is effective. Speaking your truth and just being honest and being authentic goes so long and so far.
No, for sure. And definitely be safe, especially if you're going out and protest.
Yeah.
Don't put yourself in a dangerous situation.
Yeah.
And then where can we find you?
Yes, sorry, my apologies.
No, you're good.
So you can find me at winforcolorado.com. It's spelled Nguyen for Colorado.com. And the same tags for my social media on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. So I have a TikTok. I'm one of the few politicians that do, which is kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Nope, and it's always a pleasure seeing you.
Oh, thank you so much. This is amazing.
I'm glad we were able to finally do this.
I appreciate you. This means a lot.
20 minutes later.
Yeah, no, we're going to go head over to the cosplay AMV contest, but...
No worries.
Huh? Hopefully you can go viral with this.
No, right? Oh my god, get TikTok on my page.
Please, no, you don't want that. I had to literally get state patrol investigators and death threats.
Are you serious?
Yeah, dude. They dox you.
It's been that bad.
They dox you.
Oh my god.
What's a TikTok dox you? Yeah.
That's fucking nuts. After 10 minutes of you seeing